Hey, what's up? Siri Emerald here. Looks like we're starting just a little bit early today. I don't think I've ever started this thing. I don't think I've ever started it early. See if I can hopefully get everything set up here and actually be ready on time. That'd be a nice welcome change, wouldn't it? Seems we always have a technical difficulty of one sort or another. Just fine-tuned in here. I hope your January is going well. Winter in the northern hemisphere. Summer, obviously, in the southern hemisphere. And it's a little bit too high, I think, didn't Got this from big bad toy store. They ship worldwide, and you don't pay for it until it arrives in their store. So I was watching last night to refresh my memory on this suit. The ending of Spider-Man Homecoming, because it's where we were first introduced to this suit, when he was going to make him an Avenger. And then, needless to say, in Avengers Infinity War, or Avengers 3, where he's attached to the giant donut, the spaceship, or actually I suppose you would call that a shuttlecraft, because it was attached to the larger ship. But as you know, Peter had followed the wizard there, and was on the outside of it and was losing his oxygen. And so Tony says, I think he says, Friday, open A17 or unlock A17, I forget now. And that's where this suit came from. Rick, what's going on, man? We're having a storm right now, so hopefully the video will not go bad on us. Here's the suit. The A is, the Avengers logo is cut into it, so you can feel the Avengers logo. Other than that, it's just an image. And you can feel the words Iron Spider on both sides and on the front. Sleeve style, which is the way they've been doing the Infinity War boxes. NKSG, how's it going, man? Iron Spider, that's right. Why, Rick, do you wish that it was not Nano? Hot Toys Iron Spider from Avengers Infinity War. There he is in the package with his spider arms. So as I was looking at the footage from the films last night. Man, I tell you, the shoulder pieces on this in the movie, and because it lights up, there's little lights all over the suit. I'm thinking it should be more like an Iron Man suit than a Spider-Man suit, if that makes any sense. It should be more along the lines of the Mark 50 nanotech suit. Iron Man and Panther nanotech is fine, but in Homecoming no nanotech was out yet. So Iron Spider was just a regular suit. Now it's nanotech, right? Are you getting the Punisher War Machine? I think I'm going to pass on that. I haven't made up my mind yet. I would hate to pass on it and then not get it and then regret not getting it later. That's what always is the difficult thing. But just as you were saying about the nanotech, yeah, I think you're probably right, because the Mark 47 and the Mark 46, they didn't seem to have nanotech on them, did they? And the suit was obviously standing upright at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming in the little, I don't know, storage compartment / closet that it was in. The world. Jeez. So, yeah, how did it go from that to nanotech, or what? You're telling me that the suit was more advanced than the Iron Man suit? Or maybe they're trying to imply that the Mark 47 Iron Man suit was nanotech? Because I don't believe for 1 second that it was. He definitely walked out of it in Spider-Man Homecoming. He didn't, have it dissolve on him. Why do they tape this? So that you can't put it back on? Is that why they do that? Ridiculous. But looking at the shoulders, like I said, in the movie, they appear much more Iron Man-y. And this appears much more Spider-Man suity, if that makes any sense. So, looking at this, the way this is, I don't know. I don't think this is as raised as it is in the movie. In Infinity War, it appears to be a much more shouldery piece than it does here, if that makes any sense. Oh, I'm kidding. Yes. Yes, I will be spending my paycheck on the in-game armors. No doubt about that. Where did we see this before? Who else did this? I'm trying to remember. There's another head sculpt that does this. Which one is it? Sideshow does that on their Deadpool, right? My video is... Do I need to bring this closer, guys? Because my video is snake chasing his tail. So I can't see what I'm doing. Golly, man. This static cling. This is making me crazy. About to give up. For real? Oh, definitely Pepper Potts rescue suit. I mean, that goes without saying. All right, so this is the traditional Spider-Man webbing that we've gotten on every other, at least the Spider-Mans that I have, which are the homecoming and the homemade suit. Um, and from my understanding, this is also the same Spider-Man webbings that they had in some of the older ones, possibly the Andrew Garfield and the Tobey Maguire. I don't own any of those, but from my understanding, it's the same one. You're saying you wish it was kind of like the Iron Man homecoming suit? Is that what you're saying? You wish the material was out of Rick? Batman? The Batman helmet's like this? I don't have a Batman, but there's definitely a helmet that I have that this is resemblance of. I can't remember which one it is. I think the Deadpool sideshow Deadpool is like this. But I'm thinking there's a Hot Toys that's like this. I can't think which one it is. You're saying the Batman is like that? I don't know why, but I'm excited most for that new in-game cat sculpt. He has longer hair, no beard. It's going to be glorious. What was it? Somebody had said that, I think it was last week, that Tony won't even get to see Cap in his beard. And that's absolutely the truth. Oh, so this does come with, well, this comes with batteries. So what lights up? It's one of the things that I do, and maybe it's a fault, maybe I shouldn't do this, is I don't watch any of the other reviewers before opening mine up, because I want to have a fresh set of eyes on it. So that also kind of puts me at a disadvantage of not knowing exactly what everything is when I first open it up. Some of you guys have already watched the other reviewers, especially, because I'm the last person on the planet to get this figure. You guys are way ahead of me on what this possibly could be. So where do the batteries go? What do the batteries do? Batteries, batteries, batteries. Batteries. Batteries go in the... So the eyes light up. Okay. Well, that's cool. We have two helmets. Okay, so we have an LED head and we have a eyeball head. I see. Okay. Well, that makes sense now. Which one is which? Obviously, the one with the light switch in it is the eyeball light up head. And the eyes on the light up one are, how do I describe this? So they're both the same shape and they both stick out the same distance from the face. All right. But the ones that light up are kind of, they have a clear plastic shield over it, where the other ones, the white goes all the way right to the end. So this is the one that doesn't light up, and this is the one that does light up. And I wish that they had made the suit light up. So along that line, I wish that they had made the suit more like an Iron Man suit. Like the Mark 47, for instance. I don't know why they chose to make it like this, because I don't know, but I'm assuming the Mark 50 is not made like this. And the Mark 50 is supposed to represent nanotech. Maybe it's because Spider-Man is more articulated. We like to pose him in these Spider-Man-y poses, which really became mostly famous with the Todd McFarlane years of Spider-Man. He really put him in these very unusual poses. Do I like the magnet head? Well, I tell you, it definitely gives you, I would say, a greater means of being able to give you this pose there. Those are about the same. But you definitely get a greater one on this. You definitely don't get a greater one looking down. So you don't have a looking down that's worth a hoot. Neck seems a little long. No, neck looks like right. It's about a right looking neck. I suppose for what their attempt was, it works. I'm certainly not digging this in the back. It's kind of silly to have these raised up spots where the arms go. Because I was under the impression that the arms didn't have like raised up spots where they came out of. Come on. Jeez. So that's kind of silly. Obviously what these are supposed to be is where you would pull these off and place in it the spider arms, right? That's what goes on there. Yeah. See, they could have done that better. Okay, for instance, here we go. Perfect example. So you have these little hard pieces here, right? For the Spider-Man iron arms, whatever you want to call them. If they're going to put little hard pieces here in this portion of the chest, you mean to tell me they can light up all these little lights that are on here? What are there? 6 of them on his chest? Or 2 on his waist, 2 on his chest, 2 on his shoulders? You couldn't run a light there? I mean, you're going to put these things on there. I don't see why you couldn't have done that. This is also making me kind of wish I had 2 of these. Because now I want to pose one with the... oh, there's a bad thing about the magnet head. I want to pose one with the iron spiderlings and one without the iron spider. I don't know what to even call those. They're not really tentacles, but they are. What do they call it on a spider? Limbs? Come on, wouldn't call them limbs, would you? His feet look funky. See how these are raised up? That's how I would have expected the shoulder pieces to be. And these are hard. This is really, yeah, see, that's flexible. Yeah, see, now I got the impression that's more of an an Iron Man suit in that regards. Why'd they give him camel toe? Why's he got a big camel toe there? That's weird. I'm not able to get him to spread more than this. I can get that. And not even that goes all the way. As far as that goes. See if we can do this. You can do that. Boy, he doesn't like it. So we can get that pose, at least. can't. We really can't get the shoulders through the knees pose, though. That's another famous Spider-Man style pose, is where he's kind of all like coming through, the body's coming through the legs. Can't really do that. It's about as good as you're going to get there. So they were trying to make him really articulated, and they sacrificed the, I don't know, the functionality of the suit for the functionality of the suit. This is really weird looking right here. That looks really weird right there. Oh, that's all twisted around. But I have a feeling the way he's going to get posed is going to be something with his spider tentacles. Let's have a look at this sculpt. I was really disappointed with the Loki Ragnarok sculpt. That looks like Tom Holland. I have no problem with that being Tom Holland. That looks like Tom Holland. It's pretty good likeness of him. That's our Spider-Man. No doubt about that. And we get the lobster claw with the little rubber piece that they've been putting on him lately. So that leads me to believe we have a non-articulated pole. What do we have? No, we have an articulated pole. They've been doing this weird thing here lately. It's a little different. I don't know what I think about that. It's designed so that you can put the pole at different spots up and down the articulation instead of it just being at the very top. But it only works through the friction of this rubber piece here in the lobster claw up against the rubber piece here. So it's not as sturdy as if it were actually locked into place. You know what I mean? It can be slid up and down, and it will slide up and down, I imagine, over time. Standard Infinity War 6-sided display stand. So I guess there's no need for like a deluxe figure of this. That's as far down as that goes. I didn't go all the way down there. I don't know if you can see there's a little gap there. I don't have a piece to see if this is a standard size screw that goes into the hole here. You might be able to put in it the a hard one. I don't know. I'm sorry. I have a whole box of them, but I don't want to dig that out. And I don't see one that I want to disassemble just to try that with. Looking around, see if I have one easily available. I don't see one that's like easily available that I want to mess with. Sorry, guys. All right. So we have two head sculpts. one light up, one interchangeable eye. Did they give us a little magnet to pull the eyes out with? No. But I have those from... see, I don't like it when they don't give us the little thing to put these in. It's using this huge piece here. I really like the... every time that they've given us something that comes out. You know, like Phil Coulson and Deadpool and all that. They have a sandwich tile, a little storage compartment to keep these in. And that it would be much better. One of these little Deadpool magnets here. So it's easy to tell which one is the one the eyes come out on with the magnet, because the magnet on the light up eyes doesn't stick to anything. But the magnet on the ones where the eyes come out, jeez, sticks easily. My goodness. And those eyeballs are still in. Now, where did my magnet go? There we go. Those eyeballs are still in that helmet. You ever see the old movie Aliens? You ever see the old movie Empire Strikes Back? Is Footloose still the most amazing movie ever? One more pop icon culture reference out of you? No, it never was the most iconic, bestest film ever. Jim, how you doing, man? Can you check if your Iron Spider's shoulder pads are asymmetrical? Left is longer than right side, and right arm extends out more than the left. Am I going to... Oh yeah, I've got Thanos on order. I sure do. Let's get the tape measure out. So there's the length on that. And I can't see it, so I'll do it myself after showing it to you guys. There's the length on that, under the arm. Let's do down to the arm on this side. Can you see that? My finger in the way? Let me have a look at it. Thanos? Oh. As asymmetrical. Let's have a look. So I'd say from the gold stripe down to the gold stripe, 1 inch and 1/16 on the right shoulder. And on the left shoulder, from the gold stripe down to the gold stripe, we have let me check here. We have 1 inch and 1/16. It appears that the one on the left shoulder appears to be longer, just by looking at it, okay? But when I just measured it with the tape, they were the same length from gold stripe to gold bottom of the gold stripe. So I measured from this gold stripe right here in his shoulder down to this gold stripe here, and it was 1 inch and a 1/16 of an inch in distance. And be it on a suit, you know, it can be positioned on there, so you can slide it up and down, if that makes sense. So I don't know what you're experiencing, but like I said, looking at it, it appears that one is longer than the other, but measuring it, it is not. I mean, this one really looks longer. It looks like it's down more than this one, but it really isn't mathematically. Let's measure it from, let me look at it from the bottom of the pad to his bottom of his fist. Come on, Spidey, stand for me. There we go. So the bottom of the pad, I've got 3 inches and 3/8 to the bottom of that fist for his left arm. And I have, well, let me make sure this fist is on here correctly. Okay, the fist is on. I've got these little plastic pieces all over the place. So from the bottom of the pad to his fist on the right arm, I have over 3.5 inches. I have 3 9/16. On the left arm, from the bottom of the shoulder pad to the fist, to the bottom of the fist, I have 3 3/8. So there's a difference. Show you what I'm talking about. Measuring right there from the bottom of that shoulder pad to where the fist is. 3 9/16 on one side, 3 3/8 on the other. So maybe that's what you're referencing to? I don't know. That's off. So that is definitely a difference. And yeah, still looking at this, man, I'll tell you, this side here looks longer. So I think that might be what you're referring to. I just realized we're all going to pay for 2 Thanos, one for Infinity War and one for Endgame. You know, I actually have already paid for 2 Thanoses, or will. I kind of want, because, see, the Thanos from Guardians of the Galaxy, his gold is kind of dull, kind of like the first Mark 21 compared to the Mark 21 Chrome. And Thanos in the beginning of Infinity War, his suit, his gold suit that we see him wearing when he kills Loki and when he defeats Hulk, it's shiny. And that one is not shiny. And the Thanos we're getting from Infinity War is not in a suit at all. So I kind of want that also. I also want in Thanos, which I don't remember it being an option in Infinity War, I want the melted, dissolved, destroyed Infinity Gauntlet. So spoiler alerts, hello, by the way. I want that. I want the gauntlet to be just dissolved right into his hand, which we see at the end of Infinity War. I think we'll get a new version of Winter Soldier Cap in Endgame from Hot Toys. Winter Soldier's dead. Remember, he dissolved. Kevin Feige said that the people who died in Infinity War are truthfully dead. I hate to tell you if you hadn't heard that. So that goes along with my theory of the time traveling. And as we know in Star Trek universe, I'm assuming a lot of you guys are Star Trek fans, if not all of you guys are. As we know in the Star Trek universe, whenever they time travel and create a new time warp, creates a new world, a new Earth is made. So the MCU is 199999, I think, is the Earth that they call the MCU. So if they go back in time and create an alternate timeline, then that will no longer be Earth 199999. That will be a different Earth altogether. So Spider-Man and Bucky and Black Panther and Groot and who else? Help me out. Vision. They're all dead in Earth 199999, by the way. You think Melted Thanos arm will be an exclusive at Comic-Con? Dude, I've got to get to Comic-Con. Hey man, if any of y'all know how to get me into Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, let me know. I don't know how it works. I've never been to San Diego Comic-Con. I've only been to the local cons here where I live. So I don't know what the process is of getting down to San Diego Comic-Con. And if any of y'all got any connection or anything like that, or if any of y'all are going and you're buying your tickets or whatever, yeah, let me know so I can get with you and get some money to you or get some tickets bought or whatever. Because gosh dang it, I want to go to San Diego Comic Con and I don't know how to do it. Sorry, I sound like an idiot saying that. He wore the stealth suit in Winter Soldier. No, I mean the suit he wore, the stealth suit in Winter Soldier. I'm not following you. Come on, Captain America's stealth suit in Winter Soldier. Because where he goes back in time to, from the pictures, is the first Avengers, the Battle for New York. That's where we see Tony in the behind-the-scenes footage. Which, the Winter Soldier takes place before Civil War and after Avengers, right? Are these all identical? Does it matter which one you place where? Obviously, the pieces coming out of the back are not identical, and it's easy to tell which one goes where because of the spider design on the back of the suit. Upper left 1. Upper right 2. Is that what that says? DL1. DR1. I think that's what it says. All right, so this is the right side. And these can be positioned anyway. Yeah, he's definitely going to get positioned with, posed with this in there. Let's see. 1. So all the way from straight to a little more than a 90 degree, 95. And that goes not quite to a straight. It's not quite a 95, so that goes from like a 5 to an 80. And that one goes from a 0 to probably about 100. And that goes from a 0 to about a 95. And see if they all will fold up the same. So my King Arts Yellow Jacket. I wish they did that. And I wish Hot Toys will make their freaking yellow jacket that they showed us. Now, to some degree, I always have faith that they'll do these things, because they did it with, didn't they? I seen like the Ripley loader for like a long time, and then from my understanding, it's out now. And then of course, you know, the Stealth Iron Man 3. So these fold up differently. This is an upper, this is a lower. Right. Yeah, he's definitely getting posed with these guys, and no doubt about that. And by the way, I way predicted the Iron Spider way before all of that. If you guys, you hardcore guys, go back and check my videos, you'll see that I was talking about Iron Spider way before. But I was using images of the red and gold traditional Iron Spider, which I'm probably, as soon as I can find some more money, man, I spent all my money on that new car. I'm going to try to get that re-edit. Scarlet Spider, Iron Spider. Yeah, I'm digging this. I'm going to change up some of these eyes. Let me get these batteries in here. I really want to see this lit up. I may be asking for trouble trying to put this in here. It's never a good thing putting batteries in these in regards to the ease of things, is it? What in the world? Did I get one where they tightened it down so freaking much? You ever had one of those? Have you ever gotten one from Hot Toys where they've tightened it down so much that you literally end up destroying the toy in order to unscrew the battery compartment? Yeah, I've gotten a few of those. I need some light. Need some light over here. Yeah, man. This dude has been tightened down so much that he ain't coming out. Are you absolutely kidding me right now? Yeah, what in the hell? There was no need for that. It's not coming out. It is tightened in there too much. And what's the purpose of that? For real. They've destroyed this. I can't get the screw out. I'm going to have to drill the screw out. Thank you, Hot Toys. Quality product. Gotta love it. What in the absolute hell? That's bull. That really, that's really not cool at all. All right, I got a bite. I got a bite. It's taking all my strength for real. This is ridiculous. Oh my God. Are you freaking kidding me? Yeah, none of that was even necessary. None of that was even necessary. That was baloney. So I dig these little King Art battery pliers that you get, by the way. These are cool. They don't really work that well, so it's not like the greatest thing in the world, but they were pretty good. You load it up and then push it out. So if you can get it loaded in there good, like that. And then I find putting one in the suit already, or where you're going to already, and then just shoving the others in there. It should work. Ah, the magnet, man. What the hell? Yeah, we're gonna play this game now. Where the hell did that thing even go? The magnet literally shoved the battery right out. Sheesh. What am I getting myself into? Guys, I'm about to not play with this anymore in regards to putting a light in here in his head. So the battery, the magnet in the head scope to put the head on the helmet, on the body, keeping the batteries from going into the head scope. We have that problem with Iron Man suits as well. Pain in the ass. I'm about done playing with this. I am done playing with that. Enough of that. Not wasting any more time with that. Do with that. Let's try to take off some of these eye pieces, because one of the things that I noticed there a few moments ago was even after dropping this on the floor, the eyepieces are still in there. They're not wanting to come out. Wait, flipped out that time. I'm gonna have to be spending 30 minutes on the floor picking up eyepieces and batteries. What the fuck? Guys, did you guys have this much fun with this? I'm gonna scratch this thing up, trying to take the eyes out. This is stupid. This is really stupid. The magnet is so strong holding the eye in, it literally pops it back in every time you try to pull it out. So we don't get death mode eyes. That's only in the Spider-Man Homecoming. Man, they went in really super easy. I just like hovered over it and it just literally just shot right in there, right out of my fingers. The magnet is so strong on those. I wonder if they're interchangeable. Golly. Now I know why they didn't give you a magnet, because the magnet's not going to be strong enough to yank it out of there. This is insane. This piece is insane. This is an insane piece. So it's kind of like the Iron Legion, which is designed like no other Iron Man armor. This is not designed like any other Iron Man armor or anything else. It's almost like as if they have someone design them from the ground up at times, and they don't take everything into consideration that was done before and just kind of do their own thing, because this is way more difficult than it should be. Way, 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 way. Way more difficult. That's insane. Sheesh. We have the little face mask. Let's put his little light up head on here without the little door on it. Sure doesn't seem very magnetic, not as the other one did. Yeah, that one's very magnetic, but obviously this one's magnetic because the batteries were being all yanked around out of it. Yeah, it's magnetic. It's pulling out of my hand. It's just not as magnetic as the other one is. So there's Spidey. You get a lot of hands. Counting the two that are on his fists, his two fists, he has 12 hands, 6 pairs of hands. So we have a grasping, or well, I don't know if I'd call it grasping. It's kind of the relaxed hand, if you will. And this one is kind of more of a grasping hand. Kind of a holding of a hand. And then we have the Spider-Man hands, where he's actually like fixed to a wall. The fingers bent up. And the I love you hands. Spider-Man thwip hands. Right there. We have the fists that he has on, and then we have the Spider-Man web hands, and then of course wrist pegs. So that's him. He comes with a lot of stuff, but not a lot of stuff. He comes with everything he needs and nothing more. Is he a welcome addition to my collection? Most assuredly. Could he have been better? Definitely. Do I regret having him? Not a chance. I'm a little upset over this whole thing. Oh yeah. Yes, I am. Certainly am. There's his eye. Let me get his eye. Find his battery. I have a magnet that I can roll on the floor. A little shop magnet on wheels. I can roll on the floor and I can pick up the battery with. I can't see it. How strong that magnet is. The eye's not even in the socket. It's stuck on the side of the face. Simple as that to get it in there. That's what you're struggling with. Take that eye socket, the eye out of the socket. Speaking of eye socket, that'd be cool to be able to have like Thor with the removable eye. thought it was funny in Infinity War where Rocket's like looking at Bucky's arm. And he says something like, oh no, he says, "How much for the gun?" And Bucky's like, I think he says something like, "How much for the gun?" He's like, "It's not for sale." He's like, "What about the arm?" Rocket is going to steal Bucky's arm. Jeez. Gives Thor the eye. Yeah, he really should have washed that off before sticking it in. In order for me to smuggle that out, I had to put it up my... The Iron Spider his suit is made out of like a it feels like pleather. I think it's probably PVC. This is a hard plastic. The helmet is. It doesn't feel like PVC. It doesn't necessarily feel like an Iron Man suit either, though. This all has an unusual plastic feel to it. So this is definitely a hard plastic, and this is definitely a pleather-like material. So it's pliable and it's soft, and it feels like it would be leather, but not. It doesn't really feel like a vinyl. It feels like a naga hide. If you're familiar with naga hide, it feels like a naga hide. That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel necessarily like a true PVC. It doesn't feel like it's smooth, like naga hide. They gave him really good articulated feet because it's Spider-Man. We don't have much side to side, but you can twist them. So you can get them into good poses like such. And we have a toe pivot also with a little separated piece down there, which explains the unusual feet. So again, I don't know why they couldn't do that to the shoulders. I think the shoulders should have been like that. And I think that he should have had lights. He definitely should have had lights because he lights up. Hello. That's the coolest thing about like the 46 and 47 are all the lights on the Iron Man suits. He should have done the same thing. I think there's supposed to be lights down here in the calves. And maybe that would have been the fear if they had put the lights here in the chest area, the two in the shoulders, the two on the rib cage, and two in the abdomen, or the stomach. If people would have thought, well, how come you didn't light up the legs? Well, right now I don't have anything lit up, and I'm really, 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 did I say really? Really disappointed in that. I thought the arms were a little bit longer in the movie. I thought that he was able to even walk by them. And I don't think there's going to be much walking by these arms as such. Oh, it's pretty close. Pretty close. You know what? You probably could do some type of a walking thing. As I'm positioning these down here. It's believable to me that I can get them into kind of like a walking thing. If I were to mess with this, I mean really mess with it, I could probably get some sort of a spider crawly walking thing going on there. Get this down here a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. Can you see that? So those are touching the ground, or you know, the table right there. And that foot's even up in the air. So one of the poses that we see him in these is where he's actually kind of using, he's like kind of in a seated thing, kind of like with your legs crossed. See if we can do that. Don't know. This is just a preliminary type of a thing. I believe something can be done here. Quite possibly. With a little work, some effort. I believe these arms will actually support his body. They do. Can you see that? Those arms are actually holding him up. Don't know where we are. See if I can fast forward this video. I'm afraid to. But there's definitely some strength here. So you can get something going, no doubt about that. It's not quite as long enough to be able to do like an over the shoulder and down type of a thing. And I'm kind of, for some reason, I have this impression that that's how he was able to do that. But definitely we can get, there's some weight that can be applied here. No doubt about that. So that's pretty cool. Of course, the more you mess with it, the looser the connections are going to be. Far From Home Spider-Man, definitely. When the movie comes out. With them out, with these tentacles out, they're not tentacles, they're appendages. It's less of a ability for the arms to support, but there we still have the arms supporting him. He's hovering, so he's not touching the ground there. The arms are literally holding him up. Until I moved them, but them being attached here into the back, the arms were holding them up off of the table. So they are nice and strong because they're new, but obviously the more you mess with it, the looser, the more loose they're going to become. Looser. The legs are plastic. These legs are plastic. It should have been metal. Maybe. Metal joints aren't necessarily stronger. So maybe these will be stronger because they're plastic. Definitely afraid to I'm definitely afraid of wearing these out as I continue to mess with them. So I want to stop messing with him. And so I don't end up wearing out these arms, these appendages. The man spider with 6 arms. I don't remember if that was a what if or if that was a regular release story of Spider-Man comic. So that is the Iron Spider. And I don't know if he's still available to be purchased. If you didn't get one, I would recommend one. If you have one, I hope you like him. I'm digging mine. He's a welcome addition to my collection. Even with his faults, he's Spider-Man. You know what I mean? He is Spider-Man. And I'm really happy with Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I was really happy with Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. I never felt Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. There's a lot of you Andrew Garfield fans out there that consider him your Spider-Man. I don't. No offense, but I didn't get on with the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man wagon. I'm all aboard the Tobey Maguire one. I'm all over the Tom Holland one, but Andrew Garfield and I didn't. That Spider-Man and I didn't connect. No offense, just it wasn't there. Are you going to pose him in the container, Peter, looking at the costume? Peter looking at the costume. I don't have a. I didn't buy any of the civilian Peter Parkers. You know what I mean? Like where he's wearing his shirts, like where he says something about I lost an electron, and it says, "Are you positive?" You know, or any of those shirts. I don't have any Peter Parker like that. So I suppose I won't be posing him with it being in the container of him looking at it. I don't know how I'm going to pose him. Probably something similar, very similar to just this, because I have my Homecoming Spider-Man upside down in with the Avengers. Because remember, Tony does dub him an Avenger in Infinity War, you know, but nobody else sees him. It's like, shh, shh, you're an Avenger. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Robert, where Happy brings him up and Tony shows in a suit and he's like, look at that. Look at me. Last chance. And he's like, nope, I'm just want to keep my feet on the ground. And then when Pepper comes out and she's like, you know, where's the kid? And he's like, yeah. Happy told him to go wait in the car. Happy's like, excuse me, what? He's like, you're 14 years old. I'm 15. And he goes, okay, the adults are talking. Oh, you mean like those? You know, those containers are actually probably real close to the Iron Spider. I know what you're talking about now. I know what you're talking about now. That's a pretty good idea. It's actually a really good idea. I hadn't thought of that. Well, see, we don't get to see the arms in Homecoming at the end of the movie where the suit comes up. We don't see the arms. And that's why I kind of say that I wish that I'd bought two of these. One that I could pose with the arms and one without the pose. One with the arms and one without the arms. So without the arms, being in that container, that'd make perfect sense. And that's also why I kind of am disappointed in this way of doing that, of having these little pieces that you unplug from the back. And they're not flush. I mean, the suit should have been they should make a version of this suit without the arms. All right? So, Hot Toys, if you're listening to me, Howard, JC, or anybody, JC's really the head guy, so he doesn't have any say so. Howard Chan, if you're listening, how about releasing one of these suits that is more of an Iron Man style with the lights in the suit and without all the little baloney here on the back, so we can do it without the arms. So an armless Iron Spider suit that we can light up the chest and we don't have all that in the back, and it's more built like the Iron Man in regards to that suggestion. Just saying. Hey, I saw a happy figure in Monsters. Did it look like Happy? I mean, obviously, John Favreau. I don't know how you say his last name exactly. He went through several stages over the 10 years that he played Happy, where he got heavier and thinner, and he had the Robert Downey Jr. slash Tony Stark beard goatee thing going on. Does he look like Happy? That's my question, because the pictures I've seen, he didn't really look like him. None of this would have happened if you'd listened to me. If you'd even care, you'd actually be here. Great line from Spider-Man to Iron Man. And you know the one that actually chokes me up is right after he says that, and Tony steps out of the suit, and Tony says, "What if someone had died out there? That would have been on you. And what if you had died? That would have been on me." And then in the next movie, where he's literally holding Peter, and he dies, you know, you get that tie-in from the two movies, because now Peter dies in Tony's arm. And if you can imagine, Tony's got to go back and tell Aunt May, if Tony can even get back to Earth, that Peter died under his watch. Add that up. If Aunt May survived. Can we see him in the container? Curious. These containers are what's holding up this top table. So I don't know how well you'd be able to see him in a container, but he would fit, no doubt about that. There's my, by the way, my Mark 42 with my custom open helmet that I made long time before there was any open helmet except for the Mark II. Can you guys see up there the Mark 20? With my custom Robert Downey Jr. Tony Stark head sculpt inside the Mark 20. Yeah, he fits in there with the arms. See if I can zoom in on that. That's made by Toys Era. Or, no. That's made by Toys Box. And that is the Hall of Armor 3.0 by. Let's see if I can zoom in here. So I'm kind of hand holding there, but it fits in there good. If I unplug this camera, my battery is so dead that it would just kill it. And I've actually added a base to that. Gosh, sorry for the shakiness. But yeah, he's in there well. There's plenty of room. I'd say a good inch on the top and an inch on the bottom. So he fits in there nicely. And I have the arm kind of there we go. I have the arms kind of tight to him. Let me get this like that. Let's do that. And back this up. There we go. That's much better. So if you've noticed what I've added, that gray on the bottom is the Iron Man stands from like the I don't know which ones it comes in. That's the gray ones. You get the black ones and you get the gray ones. And I forget which ones it is it comes with. But that's what that is. That's a gray stand on the bottom. And so you have a good inch there and then another good inch on top. So there's plenty of room for that in there. Plenty of room. And that looks pretty good. I like that. That's a good recommendation. Let's get the zoom back to normal. What did I do here now? Totally geeked up, didn't I? That's what I get for screwing with it. There we go. So yeah, he fits in there. And here's a height comparison of him next to the Mark 20. So you see the height similarities. And so plenty of room. The Mark 35 and the Mark 36 will fit in there. And they are much bigger. So he fits easily and nicely. And I like these little toys box. They're not 100% Canon. They're close enough as far as I'm concerned. They work. Thought about making my own plastic manufacturer here in town that'll craft stuff for you. So I might do that one day. A lot of things I might do one day. A lot of things I have done. I think my might list is a lot longer than the have done's. No doubt about that. Unfortunately, hey Ray, how's it going, man? Unfortunately, Peter might have died even if he didn't go to space. Why is that? Is this camera straight? Why is that, Ray? Why do you think that? I wonder if he'll fit in a 2-liter bottle for us cheapos on a budget. Oh, easily. Easily. So here's his dimensions, if you want to compare him to a 2-liter bottle. So as such, we've got in this manner, which is kind of, I don't know, enough that you can get a good recommendation of his arms. So there's his height. What does that give you? 13 inches. Okay. And here's his width. I don't know if a 2-liter bottle would fit or not now I'm looking at it. They make, there's like, there's 3-liter bottles that you can buy. That's 6 inches. And that's about 5 inches. So maybe a 3-liter bottle. 2-liter bottle might be too small, but they make those 3-liter bottles. I haven't seen one in a while. I don't buy Cokes. Try to avoid those. My body and those don't get along too well. Believe it or not, I work really hard to maintain this body. I wish I didn't have to work at all, and I just looked like Chris Evans or Chris Hemsworth. God, baby, or what was it? Like an angel and a man had a baby. What was it Drax says about him? This is a god. You are a fat man. You are one cheeseburger away from being fat or something like that. Wasn't that funny? So those are called Toys Box 3.0s. You can probably find them on eBay. I bought them from a company out of Singapore called I don't remember now. But if you type Toys Box, and there's the 1.0, the 2.0, and the 3.0, so they make different ones. That's the 3.0. So they make ones that look just like, kind of just like the Hall of Armor from Inside the Garage. So you can get those also. That's the 1.0. And I don't remember what the 2.0 looks like, but that's the 3.0 if you want that one. And they're like $100 because it snapped. Oh, Ray, deep thinker. Yeah, 50-50 chance. He could have died anyways. Well, he would have died anyways, right? Because the snap took out half of the universe, so he would have died whether he was in Tony's arms or not. You're absolutely right. If if the same odds are applied whether he was on Titan or on Earth, he died any way you look at it. So, but I think probably kind of Tony blames himself no matter. I like to blame Star-Lord for wimping out and breaking Thanos' concentration and knocking Mantis off of him from keeping him so that they could take the glove off his hand. Just like Fury and Maria Hill. Boy, Maria Hill had a different look to her hair, didn't she? We're going to have another Maria Hill now. Just for that cameo. And like Samuel L. Jackson had to get his mother... just as he dissolved away. It's infamous for that, isn't he? My figs are all over the place. 1/6 Dread, Expendables, Batman, Bionic Man, Smallville, etc. You know, there are collectors that are like that, Robert, that are just like you, that have just the pieces that mean the most to them. And that's what I recommend to anybody that is getting into the hobby, is don't just buy a piece just because it's a piece. So when you first, I know when I first got into the 1/6 scale hobby, first thing I thought was, oh man, I want to buy everything 1/6. I didn't realize there were so many things out there. And you really have to remain focused on just getting really what it is that you truly like. Because, I mean, a cheap 1/6 scale figure, and I mean cheap, is $100. So Fison figure is like $100, $90 or something like that. And they're really not cheap. But you don't get any, you don't get any, for $100, you don't get anything. It's just a figure. I mean, a nice 1/6 scale figure. I'm not talking about Hulkbuster at $1,200, but you'll get $300. And the last thing you want to do is to end up having hundreds of these at $300 a pop of pieces you don't even like. So definitely get the ones that you like. And if you are fine having, just a couple of Batman pieces and a couple of De Niro pieces and a couple of Predator pieces and a couple of G.I. Joe pieces and John Wick and Marty McFly, hey man, knock yourself out. When you go to like the wax museums, which is kind of what I akin this to, and when you go to the wax museums, it's just not just Marvel in a wax museum. They've got everything. They got Marilyn Monroe, and they got the Three Stooges, and they've got all sorts of different genres and characters and actors and actresses displayed. And that's really what you're building. Is you're building your own little museum, more or less. And what I focused on is my Marvel collection. It's really a Marvel collection. I do have, my Astromechs, because I love the little Star Wars Astromechs, and I'm a huge Star Wars fan too, and a huge Star Trek fan. I don't have any Star Trek 1/6, and I have my Astromechs. I've got a couple little extra pieces out here that don't really fit into any collection, just because I thought they were cool pieces to have. But for the most part, I'm Marvel MCU. I don't even have the X-Men universe here. I've got the Deadpool universe, which is TRN 414, I think is Earth as he's on, and I have the Sideshow Deadpool, and I've got the Deadpool core, Lady Katana, and Dogpool and Squirrelpool and Headpool, those things. And then I've got some Vampirellas and Lady Deaths, and I've got Velma and Daphne from Scooby-Doo. So these are all pieces that mean something to me, but for the most part, I'm a Marvel collection. And that's what I recommend to anybody who is into the business or the hobby, and they're wanting to start out, because this collection will grow on you so quickly. Next thing you're out of space, and you don't want to be stuck with a figure you really didn't want. Yeah, the QMX Star Trek series, some of those look really, really good, and the Star Wars look really good. And Minimi, Clint Eastwood, wow. Dirty Harry, yeah, I bet that's nice. I bet that's a nice looking piece. So here is my Iron Spider, and I am happy with him. I think he's proportioned well, and I think he'll pose well, and he does have some faults, which I went over, but I'm pleased, and I'm happy to have him. I'm not digging that camel toe, though. Jeez, that don't look right. So I guess I've kept you guys long enough. Kit bashes. Yeah, kit bashes are fun, especially when you can get exactly what you want the way you want it with a kit bash. No doubt about that. The kit bash I worked the hardest on, and I'm the most proud of, but at the same token I'm a little embarrassed to own, is my Red Skull Johann Schmidt. I mean, he's accurate to the images that were provided by Marvel as to what he looked like wearing his little uniform. And the only thing I don't have is, only because I don't have any way of manufacturing these pieces, are the little Hydra octopuses that he has instead of the swastika things. So those are two pieces that I wish I had. But other than that, he's got everything down to the T. Scarecrow, Bane, Two-Face, Catwoman, and some coming out pretty good. And RHAS. Thor sat there taunting Thanos when he should have just killed him. And Thanos is like, you should have gone for the head. This makes me wonder, maybe that's how they're going to kill him in Endgame. Still say the container is an awesome spot for him. I agree with you, Robert. Yeah, he looks good. Johan, where did I get the clothes again? From Did. So I bought 2 or 3 of these World War II figures here in order to be able to get all the little pieces for him, because no one piece had all the pieces that I needed. So through all of those pieces, I was able to build my Johann Schmidt. And I really want a third Red Skull. So I want to pose him wearing his gray outfit without the black coat. So I have, here he is. And I really wish I could find a black coat. So the only thing I don't have is because he was wearing actually a black coat when he acquired the help me out, Tesseract from the keepers of it. And then I have him in this black coat. So I really wish I had one more Red Skull so I could pose him in his gray suit underneath what's underneath this black coat. So this is a kit bash, total kit bash. Because when you buy the Red Skull, he comes with this head. He doesn't come with any of this. So, and this is accurate if you're to do any research onto what his outfit was from the movie. So all these little pieces I had to track down, because not one piece had them all. And the gun is the right gun that he carries. I watched the scene over and over again to make sure I got the right pistol there, and the right helmet. I mean, cap. So I'm proud of him, but I'm embarrassed because he's the Nazi. And trust me, I'm not a Nazi. I'm not an anti-Semite. I mean, I have no problem with anybody. Anybody. So he's a bad guy. You got to have your bad guys. And he's the baddest of them. Actually, I need another Red Skull. I need to have a Red Skull in the cloak floating form, keeper of the Soul Stone. There's my Red Skulls. Johann Schmidt. Bad man. Loves nothing. Loves no one. So he's forever trapped. Forever trapped. Go online, print them out of the Hydra symbols. Yeah, but they're 3D. You know, they're not just stickers. They're 3D sculpted, and they're, you know, that big. You think Neo's black coat is the same one as the Nazi black coat? Use Ben on Luke's cloak. So, I've not received any word of a new figure coming in this week. So, I don't know about that. I think I got notification that my Black Panther was coming soon, though. But I haven't paid for it yet, so it hasn't arrived at the store. So I don't know what I'll be doing next week. Nothing else. We'll just be talking about just whatever you guys want to talk about. Going over anything. Posing figures. Putting batteries in figures. I don't know. Whatever you guys want to do. I still have a Chitauri Foot Soldier Commander that I haven't opened up yet. I have the Chitauri Foot Soldier and the Chitauri Commander, but this is a set. And I still have my Thor I haven't opened up. So we can always go over those too. Maybe not sure on Neo, buy generic Nazi 1/6 black coat. I haven't found a generic 1/6 Nazi black coat. I've looked for them. That's why I'm saying. I haven't found one yet. Thor next week. You got it, Rick. So guys, thanks for stopping in. Like I said, I buy all my 1/6 scale figures and collectibles. Actually, all my stuff I buy from Big Bad Toy Store. So check them out. Of course, I have to get my exclusives from Sideshow because they're the North American and European distributor. I didn't know they were the official European distributor. So, You guys got anything else for me before we get out of here? I'll let you go for tonight, or the morning, or today. Like I said, I don't know if you guys play World of Tanks. That's where I've been spending a lot of my time also, playing that stupid game. Love it. Jeez, so addicting. And see you next week. Have a good week. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, NK. See who else is in here. There's somebody else that's watching us too. Sorry, I don't remember who else. Ray. But thanks for tuning in, guys. See y'all next week. Keep posted. I keep saying I'm going to make other videos. I will. Don't give up on me. You'll see me. Y'all have a good one, man. Happy collecting. Now the awkward turn off.